Don't have a gym? Not a problem. Yes, you can get fit and build muscle all in the comfort of your own home. I always say if you've got a chair, you've got a gym. Even better, if you've got a nice comfy lounge like this, you've got a very comfortable gym indeed. So why do you not need a gym? Well, the reality is that muscles are things that we use on a daily basis to help us move around. Now, when you think about real fitness is implicating the moves that you do on a daily basis. So you don't actually go in life and stand on one leg and do a bicep curl or do a bench press. No, you actually bend, squat, lunge, hinge and stabilize. So the key to getting fit is actually mimicking these 6 primal movements. Movement number 1 is squatting. Most of us squat on a daily basis. Myself personally, I squat down all the time to pick up my kids or pick up my bag to go to work or just pick something up off the ground that I've actually dropped. Squatting is a great exercise because it uses most of our big muscles. Now this is the key to getting fit quick. You want to use the biggest muscles in your body as much as possible. And the squat exercise involves them big muscles like your glutes, your hamstrings and your quads. It's a simple thing to do, squatting. It's as simple as getting up and down and out of a chair. Movement pattern number 2 is lunging. Lunging essentially is like a normal walking gait, but with an exaggerated front step. You lunge down all the time, once again, to pick things up, to move around laterally as well. You might lunge to the side slightly to pivot, or you might lunge when you're walking upstairs. So lunging is something that you can do, and the key to a good lunge is making sure that you actually brace your core. This is key. Number 3 is hinging. A lot of us have forgotten the art of hinging. Essentially that means moving from the hips. You think about an exercise like the golfer's pickup. When you see a golfer go to pick up the ball out of the hole, that's what we call a golfer's pickup. Most of us have lost the ability to move through the hips because we've become stiff and rigid, particularly through the hip flexor muscles. And the one-legged pickup squat, which is also a great exercise, to teach us once again how to hinge from the hips, which is very important to protecting our lower backs. The 4th primal movement is pushing. Now, a lot of people are found in a gym on a bench press, but I can tell you now doing a push-up is much more effective than a bench press to build your chest, but also build more muscle throughout your whole body. Why? Because when you do a push-up, you've actually got to control your whole body. So the key to this is when you do a push-up is making sure that you're very tight through the abs. Really brace your abs like someone's about to kick you in the stomach. Also squeeze your glute muscles like you're trying to hold a $5 note between your butt cheeks, and squeeze your quads as well. As you can see from just engaging these muscles by isometrically contracting these big muscles as well, you're not just going to work the chest muscles, but your total body. The number 5 primal movement pattern is pulling. Now, a lot of people find it really hard to actually do pulling movements at home because most go-to pulling movements in the gym involve some sort of machine like a lat pull down machine or doing chin-ups. Now, most of us don't have the luxury of having a chin-up bar at home. So what you can actually do is an exercise called Y, T and Ws. This essentially just means sitting in your lounge chair once again and lifting your arms up and forming the shape of a Y, T and W and squeezing the shoulder blades back together and really squeezing them back muscles. This is a great exercise because it's really going to correct your bad posture from sitting in front of the computer all day and being on that mobile phone. My last primal movement is stabilization. You might think about why do we need stabilization? Because rotational forces which are acting on our body on a daily basis put a lot of shearing forces through our spine in particular. The ability to actually stabilize your core, which means to remain rigid and tight through your abdominal muscles, is very important for protecting your back, but also from an efficiency point of view when it comes to movement. My favorite exercise to build stabilization in the core in particular is the plank exercise. Now, most people have seen a plank before. Simply get down on the ground and really try and drag your elbows through the ground when you're planking. Squeeze your stomach muscles hard once again, like someone's going to kick you in the stomach, and squeeze them glute muscles and quad muscles and pull them feet through the ground as well. Try and stay as stiff as you can and really squeeze them abs. Now, a lot of people are going to argue that you need to lift heavy weights to actually build muscle. Well, this is incorrect. Recent research has shown that actually the key to building muscle is taking the muscle to failure. So my tip to building muscle number 1 is take the muscle to failure. That means do as many reps as you can until you fail. My second tip to building muscle is go slow. I really want you to control the movement in these bodyweight exercises. So I want you to do 30-second reps. So this entails doing 10 seconds of lowering yourself to the ground in a push-up position, holding for 10 seconds at the bottom position, and then raising yourself back up again in 10 seconds. The same with a squat. Lower yourself down in 10 seconds, hold the bottom position for 10 seconds, then come back up in 10 seconds. What this exercise form is going to do is really going to stress the muscles because you're having to control the muscles, and this is going to create fatigue and failure, which is the key to muscle building. My third tip to building muscle with your body is resisting. Try and do some form of isometric movement with your body weight training. This involves simply pushing your muscles as hard as they can against something that doesn't move. So for example, going up against the wall into a push-up position and pushing as hard as you can against the wall. Now the wall isn't going to be able to move. This is what we call an isometric contraction, but this is going to send a lot of power through your muscles, engage most of the muscle units in your body, and it's really going to build muscle quickly as well as strength. So there you go. Like I said at the start, if you don't have a gym, no problem. You've got a lounge, you've got a gym. Plenty of great little tips there. Get up today and challenge yourself and give bodyweight exercise a go from the comfort of your own home.